What's up guys, welcome back to Trove. Another week, another Tryon live stream, which I really recommend you also watch, by the way. Every single Friday, check the Trove forums for more info, or just subscribe to them on YouTube. That way you'll get notified basically every time they post a video or they host a live stream. But anyway, we got some really interesting stuff to cover today, since they announced, or rather showcased, how 5-star dungeons work, and also they kinda gave a hint over how crystal gear is gonna work. So let's start with the crystal gear actually. First of all, crystal gear is not gonna drop from simply completing dungeons. Instead, once you set foot on the surface of GAOTU, you are gonna get greeted by a merchant. There's gonna be like a platform, and there's probably gonna be a merchant there selling you such crystal gear. Now, apparently it's only 10 flux to buy, which sounds really cheap. The explanation for this being everyone is supposed to get it right from the start, and I guess the most expensive part is gonna be upgrading it. But before we get into upgrading a crystal gear, there's something I don't quite know yet. So you know, the surface of GAOTU is basically found in Ubers from 8 and up to 10. Now my question is this merchant selling crystal gear also found in Uber 8, for example? Cause in that case, you won't even have to reach Uber 9 or Uber 10 to get your hands on such crystal gear. So yeah, I don't yet know if this merchant is an exclusive, I don't know, NPC for Uber 10 worlds, or it can be encountered on even lower Uber tiers. And as always, if you know the answer to this, let me know in the comments. Now, back to upgrading crystal. This is very interesting. Apparently, crystal gear has 5 stats. Yes, not 4, but 5 stats. That's probably because there's a new stat that got introduced. Well, actually 2 stats that got introduced. First of which being armor. So we're now gonna have an armor stat, and the other one is puncture. And judging by their name, guess armor is for better defense, and the other one, the puncture thingy, is for a better attack ability, I suppose. Now, from their livestream, I have understood that these 2 new skills, or rather stats, only apply to the surface of GAOTU. So, for example, if you were to go to a Uber 9 portal, they won't take any effect in there, mainly because you won't encounter enemies that would, I don't know, require those 2 stats. Cause the main reason we now have 2 new stats is cause of the new enemies found in, or rather on the surface of GAOTU. New enemies are gonna have a pretty good armor apparently, and the only way you're gonna deal full damage is if you got a good amount of puncture. So we'll definitely have a new mechanic while fighting the new monsters. They're not gonna be just any ordinary stupid mobs, I believe. They're gonna have these 2 new stats, also armor and puncture. So basically, to sum this up, the more armor you got, I guess the longer you're gonna resist in the face of the new enemies, the more puncture you have, the better damage you are gonna deal. They also showed that a base crystal gear has a power rank of 700, and it's gonna require level 25 to equip. That's kinda similar, except the level required, that's kinda similar to the current stellar gear. But thing is, they said once you upgrade it, it's gonna be much stronger. We don't yet know how much stronger, but yeah, they just said that. Once you upgrade a crystal gear, it's definitely gonna become stronger than stellar. Plus, it's got that extra 5 stats, so yeah, it's definitely gonna be something better. Now, as for the method of upgrading itself, all I know is you can still use the forge in upgrading your crystal to higher tiers. And it's also gonna ask you for some resources found exclusively on the surface of GAOTU. You don't necessarily have to play GAOTU as in explore caves, but it's gonna ask for a new type of resource, probably dropped by dungeons, and one that's GAOTU related. Well guys, that's all I got from their live stream in regards to this crystal gear. Now, let's go over to the 5-star dungeons, and first of all, I don't know if it's a bad news or not, but apparently no cornerstones are gonna be spawned on the surface of GAOTU. So, I don't know, refilling flasks easily? Yeah, we will see. Right, so these new 5-star dungeons, obviously they're gonna have a new icon. It's gonna show like 5 stars located on your map, and yeah, just head towards it. Once there, you gotta actually activate it, sort of like a curse skulls kind of dungeons. You activate a 5-star dungeon by shattering its dark crystal. And judging from the footage they've shown, this crystal is usually located in the heart of the dungeon. May not be applied to every single dungeon type, but from what I've seen, well, that was the case. So once you shatter this dark crystal, then it's gonna spawn 5 different objectives throughout the dungeon. I imagine the structure of such a dungeon having like 5 separate rooms, and events are gonna spawn in each of them. Once you defeat a monster, or I don't know, maybe a cursed skull type of mechanic, then it's gonna drop a chest. So you are gonna end up with a total of 5 chests upon clearing one such 5-star dungeon. That is indeed a lot of chests. There's also a timer activated when you shatter the crystals. If you complete all 5 objectives during that timer, you're gonna get a bonus. They didn't say what kind of bonus, they just mentioned this. And apparently there's another second bonus. I think it's a secret bonus related to time as well, that comes upon clearing the dungeon fast enough. They didn't say how fast or what the bonus gives either, but there you have it, keep it in mind. Now, given it has 5 objectives and it's also got a timer giving bonuses on how quick you clear, it definitely encourages group play, so better tag along with a team. Can't wait for the PDS to actually go live so I can check this out now. And talking about PDS, they actually said roughly when the PDS is gonna go live, and that's gonna be at the end of this month, at the end of October, they said roughly. They also mentioned that's the goal, so it may be delayed, but hopefully we are gonna see these brand new updates on PDS soon enough. So yeah guys, that's all interesting things I got from their live stream. Once more, I really recommend, if you wish to watch the entire thing, I really recommend you check it out. I'm gonna leave the link down below actually, since they recorded it and uploaded it on the YouTube, so you can still go through it basically. Oh, actually a quick word before ending the video about the new gems. I mentioned last time there's gonna be a new gem type, and last time they said it doesn't matter, it's not gonna drop from empowered gem boxes. Well, this time they changed that, and apparently the new gem type is gonna actually come from empowered gem boxes, the same type of boxes that are in game right now. So save up your empowered gem boxes. That's gonna be the tip I'm gonna leave you with. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.